Greetings everybody, my name is Captain Honorseeker and welcome back to another video. Today we're going to talk about the bounty build for the monk for season 28. It's somewhat the same as season 27. There are like, I'm gonna adjust a little bit so it goes faster as well. We're going over the gear, the gems, the set pieces, shoulder pieces, bracers, your follower if you run solo or in a group. I'm gonna do a little showcase of 2 runs that I did as well. How fast this build actually is. Without further ado, let's get into the build. Alright everyone, so we're gonna use 5 pieces of the Inna and 3 pieces of the Raiment set. The Raiment set this season actually got a huge buff for the speed. Previous season it was 75 spirit, and now it's only 25, so you can dash more often than actual in previous seasons. So that's a huge update. Other than that, we just go over it and then we will see how far we can jump. Alright, so we're starting off with the Inna set. Of course, we're gonna start with the Daibo. This one can actually be created, this primal can be created with the primal ashes that you can get from this, from salvaging primals. You go to the cube, go to page 11, and you say fill. You're gonna get some primordial ashes, and then you just say, let me do it on something else, on a piece of gear that's not really, let's take these names, right? Nobody uses that, so you put that in your cube, you do fill, you get your primordial ashes, and then you do transmute, and that will become a primal. That primal that you just crafted can be wear. You can only wear one that you crafted, so beware of that. Alright, so with that being said, so we go for the Inna's Reach, because you want the damage of it. Again, because of its being primal, you get the maximum amount of elemental damage, you get the maximum amount of dexterity on there, attack speed, increased spirit generation by 6%, increased mystic ally damage by 120%. The gem that you use for that one, Royal Flawless Emerald. Then for the gloves, you want to use the Inna's Hold, dexterity, preferably attack speed, but it's very difficult to roll that. So dexterity, critical hit damage, critical hit chance, and reduce cooldown of all skills. For your headpiece, dexterity, vitality, critical hit. Not much being said, not much needed either. For your Inner Vest, dexterity, vitality, increased mystic ally damage by 15%. For your Inna's favor, that's the belt, dexterity, vitality, all resist, and 15% life. And that are the Inna pieces. Now we go over the Raiment pieces. The Raiment pieces, you use the shoulders, the pants, and the boots. For the shoulders, you want to use dexterity, vitality, all resist, and increase mystic ally damage. For the pants, dexterity, vitality, and all resist. For the boots, dexterity, vitality, armor, and I choose movement speed because it's at the moment uncapped for season 28, so I went for movement speed. For the rings, you use Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, attack speed, reduce cooldown, reduce all resource cost. For the COE, you use dexterity, probably critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. For the Scourge, preferably you want to use your elemental damage, in this case cold, but I couldn't roll that, so I went for dexterity, critical hit damage, and critical hit chance. For the gloves, you want to go for gold skill 20%, because that's your elemental damage, you want that as high as possible. dexterity, all resist, and critical hit chance increase by 5.5%. And your legendary power, you want to have that as close to like 200%. For the gems, the legendary gems that you're gonna use, Bane of the Powerful, gain 20% increased damage for X amount of seconds after killing an elite pack. Gain 15% increased damage versus elites and take 15% reduced damage from elites. That's the moment you unlock that on 25. If your gem is level 25, you unlock the secondary legendary power. Bane of the Trapped. Increased damage against enemies under the effect of control impairing effects by X amount of percentage. 60% is the maximum because you cannot level your gems higher than 150. Gain an aura that reduces the movement speed of enemies within 15 yards for 30%. That's your legendary power from leveling up to like level 25. Enforcer, because you're running a pet build, your enforcer needs to be as high as well. Increase the damage of your pet by X amount of percentage. 60% is the highest, but that's also when your gem is rank 150. For the legendary power at 25, your pets take 90% less damage. For the normal gems, you want to use the topaz in your helmet. The reason for that is reduce all resource costs by 12.5%. Your resource cost reduction, like my resource cost reduction on this build is almost 30%. I'm probably not gonna get it any better than that. I might top it off to 30 with certain changes, but I'm not gonna go in there. So you use your topaz in the helmet for the resource cost reduction. You use the flawless emerald diamonds in the chest piece and the pants. The reason for that is for the all resist is gonna be on top of. For the cube, you're gonna use Messerschmitt's Reaver. Reduce the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second when you slay an enemy. That's very good for your Mythic Ally and your Dashing Strike. Like your Dashing Strike will go like... It will reduce your resource quickly, but you have more dashes because it's like 25. The Cruise Boots. Mythic Ally summons 2 Mythic Allies that fight by your side. They deal 200% increased damage and are able to attack with their active forms longer. So that means if your Mythic Allies are out, before the timer resets, before they actually start dropping down in numbers again, you can reset your Mythic Allies. Ring of Royal Granger. Reduce the number of items needed for set bonuses by 1 to a minimum of 2. So that means we're running 5 pieces of the Inna. It's going to be topped off to the 6 piece. We use 3 pieces of the raiment. That's going to be topped off to 4 pieces. Alright, for the skills. Way of the Hunter Fist. Rune Assimilation. Generate 12 spirit per attack. Strike groups of enemy with a series of devastating punches. Each enemy hit with the third hit increases your damage. Cyclone Strike. Cost 50 spirit. Mystical Force pulls enemies towards you and blasts them. Mythic Ally Water Ally. Cooldown 30 seconds. Your Mythic Ally performs multiple freezing waves attacks in quick succession. A Mythic Ally fights by your side that infuses your attacks to slow enemies. Dashing Strike. Here you can choose between Blinding Speed or Quicksilver. Quicksilver gives you an additional dash, so that's 3 dashes before reset. So Dashing Strike, quickly dash and strikes enemies. Blinding Speed, gain increased chance to dodge after using Dashing Strike. Dashing Strike, damage turns into cold. Quicksilver, on the other hand, increase your maximum charges, and Dashing Strike's damage turns into lightning. Because you're a cold build, you actually want to use blinding speed actually. You can go for Quicksilver, it makes you just go even faster, but you're already going fast enough on blinding speed. Epiphany, that's a shroud. Have an epiphany, increasing your spirit regeneration per second and enabling your melee attacks to instantly dash to your target for 15 seconds. Infuse yourself with sand, reducing damage taken. Here you can also go for two things. You can go for Serenity, or you can go for Mantra of Salvation. I went for Serenity. And the reason why: increase the duration of Serenity. Cooldown 16 seconds. Become immune to all attacks and control effects for 3 seconds. This ability does not start its cooldown until after its effects expire. So basically what that means is I press Serenity and I need to wait. And now it goes into the cooldown. That's it. If you run solo for your follower, you can run this setup if you want. It's not necessary. I use a Guardian set. I use Goldskin. I use the Gains Habit set. Ice Climbers, Knowing Pads for teleporting. Flavor of Time, Oculus Ring. I use a Hellfire Ring and I use Big Sticker. Everything here is on the right side. All your skills are on the right side. That's a Temporal Pool. The Enchantress casts a guided orb that damages and slows enemies. Prophetic Skill reduces your skill's cooldown. Erosion cooldown 20 seconds. Conjures a pool of energy that deals damage and causes an affect enemies to take additional damage. And then again, Fate Slaps, that's basically your cheat death. Alright, let me take you through the couple of runs that I did to test out how fast I can do it. Alright, and we're off. We're just gonna do Act 1 bounties and Act 2 bounties. So, to test out how fast this build is. So, well, here you can see how fast this build is gonna be like. I also almost do not lose any resource whatsoever before I reach the Butcher. The Butcher walk is one of the very long ones, so it's like if I can do that one very easy and very quickly, I'm pretty sure I can do all the others as well pretty quickly. So basically what you do is like you keep jumping from from bounty to bounty and just go from there. Like here we're going to the second bounty. We're only like less than a minute in. It's pretty easy. It's pretty forward. If you just follow the build that we just showcased as well, you're gonna have definitely a very good way to run this. And especially if you know that in this very first run, my cube wasn't set up properly because I didn't have the Cruiser's Boots in the cube at first, and the Messerschmitt. I was running with the Engine and Binding of the Lesser God. That power doesn't stack twice, so it's. I was like, eesh. But yeah, here we're going to the third one. So we're just over 1 minute 40 in now, and here I figured out there was something wrong with my build because my Mystic Ally, my Water Allies didn't remain in their waveform as they should. So here we have to like free three villagers. It's one of the easiest one in the Weeping Hollow. But you need to stand still to like release them, and that takes a bit. Not too long, like I think it takes like less than 5 seconds. Might be just 5 seconds. And all you gotta keep doing is just keep plowing on your dashing strike. As I said, on your dashing strike you can either use Quicksilver or Blinding Speed depending on what your own preference is. But because I'm running cold, I prefer to run with blinding speed, even if that gives me like less dashing strikes. Well, the next bounty is cleanse the cursed chest, defeat 5 ways. It's gonna be easy. It's gonna be fast. It's gonna be easy. And we're now just hitting the 3-minute mark as well, so no matter what you do, you're gonna go flying. And the final bounty that we need to do is like kill Good Gillerm, something like that. Basically what I try to do is as well, like if I have bounties like these, I first go for the elite and then I will go for the normal mob count. Everything that I kill midway while going for them, that's a plus. So this one was like 3 minutes and 41 seconds. Now the next one, I run this one with the correct setup and it goes even faster. Not much faster, but it's faster. Again, I go first for the elite here, and then I will go for all the small mobs. But you can see how fast it goes. Like that's 26 seconds for a bounty, for a single bounty. That's a lot. That's quick. Like, not gonna have much quicker things than the Inna one for running bounties. Maybe the God Age can match this speed, but the monk is gonna be the fastest. One minute, 2 full bounties done. This one is somewhat annoying, but it's a very good bounty as well. Like basically what you do is like stand there and then let your allies basically hit everything. Nothing to it. The moment you're done. He was like, am I done? I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Also have sound alerts on my stream. Some people just like to scare the crap out of me. Next bounty, 2 minutes in. Cleanse, Den of the Fallen. Basically go to level 2 and kill everything over there. Basically what you do is like you try to find the second floor as quickly as you can with this speed that we got from the Raiment set. It's flying. Here I was like, where are the other 11? Oh, there they are. Up. I keep Queen Aranea always for last for one particular reason. I don't like running in that zone. I just do not like it. One of the most annoying zones in Act 1 to do stuff. Especially because of that arrow. That arrow is like sometimes very annoying to follow. Like it's there to help you, but it doesn't really help you. Now we got to say to Queen Aranea, see you later. 3 minutes and 18 seconds. Even 23 seconds faster. Now we're going to Act 2 to showcase that this build is actually viable to like run speed bounties. And by speed bounties I mean speed bounties. Like 3 minutes per full act, that's reasonable time to call it a speed runner. Taking in consideration that you need to go from bounty to bounty, like with all the teleportation and like 3 minutes. It's a viable run. 40 seconds in. Going to the second one. You just need to free 5 villagers and let them go back to Chaldean. Apparently they all have time portals. I have no idea why they can't use them in the cages. Maybe some magic blocking or something. But yeah, you see that this build is like very fast. Like here in the sewers, it's like even faster. Like it's one of the fastest ones. Like you just dash forward basically. Like use your dash, activate your mythic allies, activate your epiphany and your ascension every time it comes up, and you will be flying. And by flying I mean flying. Like you can see that we're flying through this. Like we're another like 2 minutes in, and we have once again 3 bounties done. This bounty again is like kill everything on level 2. That's pretty easy. Like you just go flying forward. And we're done. Right, for Belial, most of the time the Water Ally has a problem with it because your Mystic Ally doesn't hit it. So if you come to like Belial, make sure that you swap to Earth Ally or something, because they're like floating all around. The only annoying part as well for Belial is this very first part. Like you need to kill all the snakes before he comes down, then he does a cinematic that he becomes bigger. But even still, like just hitting 3 minutes and we're at the boss. And all you have to say to Belial is see you later. Right, just throw some punches here and then let your allies do their thing as well when his arms are on the floor, and then sayonara. Alright guys, so that's the build, that's a showcase. Season 28 starts in like 2 days. I'm ready for it, I hope you're ready for it, and I'll see you all in the next one. Have a good one, and I'll catch you later. Bye bye.